All right, let's take notes on 4.11, how to check your division problems. Now, some of you have already discovered this in class, so it might be a little bit of a review, but that's okay. Let's take notes anyway. So, we're going to use multiplication and maybe a little addition to check our division problems. This is how you're going to check. You are going to take your divisor. Whoa, div, not dis. Take your divisor, multiply it by your quotient, and that should equal your dividend. Okay? Now, we'll talk about what you have to do with your remainder too. So, if your problem has a remainder, then you would just add your remainder to the dividend to give you your final dividend. Okay, so let's see what that looks like. So let's say we had a problem like 525 divided by 3. Start with the greatest place value. Let's do long division first. So 5 divided by 3 would be 1. 1 times 3 is 3. Subtract and you would get 2. Bring the next place value down. 3 goes into 22 7 times. 7 times 3 is 21. Subtract. Alright. Bring down the last place value that you needed to divide. 15 divided by 3 would be 5. 5 times 3 is 15. Alright, and that gives you 0. Now, this is what the lesson's really about. Checking your work afterwards. Okay, so we said to take your divisor and multiply it by your quotient. So, this is our quotient. Let's multiply it by our divisor. Alright, 3 times 5 is 15. Carry the 1. 3 times 7 is 21. Plus 1 is 22. Carry the 2. 3 times 1 is 3. Plus 2 is 5. Well, would you look at that? It matches our dividend. That's how you know you did the division problem correctly. Yay! Alright, let's try another one. One with a remainder. So let's say you have the problem 8,523 divided by 8. Don't be nervous just because it's a big dividend. We're just going to go one place value at a time, remember? Okay, so 8 divided by 8 would be 1. 1 times 8 is 8. Subtract and you have 0. Bring the next place value down. Well, 5 divided by 8, well, that would go in 0 times. So I'd put a 0 up there. So you could do 0 times 8 is 0 and subtract that. All right, you don't usually have to show that step, but you can just to make sure. All right, so we still have our 5. So when that happens, you just bring the next place value down if you can't divide. Now, 8 divided by 52 would be 6. 6 times 8 is 48. Subtract. 12 minus 8 is 4. 4 minus 4 is 0. Okay. So now, let's bring down our last place value. Well, 43 divided by 8 would be 5. Okay, 5 times 8 is 40. Subtract. And you're left with 3 because we've used all of the numbers in our dividend. So it would be remainder 3. All right, well, let's check our answer. As always, you take the quotient and you multiply it by your divisor. And I'll show you what to do with the remainder last. So, 8 times 5 is 40, carry the 4. 8 times 6 is 48, plus 4 is 52. 8 times 0 is 0, plus 5 is 5. This should sound familiar, by the way. 8 times 1 is 8. Okay, so now check it out. This does not match your dividend. Not yet, at least. Now, you're going to add your remainder. So, add 3, which is your remainder. Ah, there we go. This matches this. Whew. So, don't forget to add that remainder in there, and it'll match perfectly, right? Divisor times the quotient, add the remainder. All right, let's give you some practice problems to do here. Okay, the first one is going to be 272 divided by 8. Remember, you need to do the problem and then show your work to check, right? This lesson is about checking your division work. Your second one will be 516 divided by 5. And your third problem is 423 divided by 3. So, do your long division work and then show your work to check. Have a good night.